Hello and welcome back. A very good day to all of you in Mumbai, different cities in India, and of course those who are overseas who will be watching this video at some point of time or the other. Now, in my quest and endeavor to bring you unique series on tips and techniques, I continue with the NLP series even today, and I bring you a different video. Of course, each video is different, and it's called Mirror and Matching. M&M for a short form. Mirror and matching is something that a coach deserves to know rather than know. He or she deserves to know. Now, what's mirror and matching? Mirror is replicating, matching is identifying. Okay. Now, this is a very good tool for instant rapport building with your client. Uh, you're meeting your client for the first time. You must have had a myriad phone calls and you've been speaking for hours, but you've never met face to face. So the first time you're meeting them face to face, this is a fantastic tool for instant rapport building. Okay, so I will tell you about the M&M process. I won't say mirror and matching. I'll call it the M&M process. Each has its own style and flair and finesse. So I'll go by M&M, and I love that so much. So first, greet your client and make him or her feel very comfortable. Okay, a warm handshake, offer a seat, ask the guest, ask the client, how are you feeling today? How was your travel? What are the nice things that happened to you? Tell me something that you want to share. So there's a lot of conversation that happens in that rapport building that you do. Okay, so the first thing in mirror and matching M&M is offer a seat to the client, and you sit. If you're on a table, then you don't sit opposite. You sit at the edge. So if probably you're sitting at the head of the table, then you give it the next seat out. If head of the table, then you give it the next seat here. So what happens? You're at an angle, and at an angle means that I'm with you. I'm there to help you. When you sit across the table, it means you versus me. Now you got to understand these connotations and it's an analogy. So whenever you're doing appraisals and stuff like that, I learned this many, many years ago at WNS, and I'm so happy to have learned it in the 90s. You sit at the corners of a table so that you're there to give the helping hand. When you sit opposite, then that becomes a contest. And you don't want a contest. You're not in a contest. Okay, so you build rapport. Now, when you're sitting with the client, you observe the client's facial expressions, facial movements, hand movements, how he or she is moving, how he or she is tilting. Just observe, oscillate. Because what is going to happen is you've got to start mirroring what the client is doing in a very subtle manner. Okay, so you observe the facial expression, facial movements, hand movements, and very subtly start mirroring it without the client even noticing it. Let the conversation be very natural and normal as you're mirroring the client. So if the client does something like this, don't do it immediately. After a few seconds, you can do that. And a lot of people have the habit of doing this. So just when they're doing it, you also do it. A lot of people, have this of touching their cheeks and things like that. So you can do that as well. A lot of people talk with their hands. You know what? This. That. So you can start doing that as well in a subtle manner while you're having a normal and natural conversation. But at the same time, you're observing everything your client is doing. Now, when you have naturally mirrored him or her, that's when you make the switch. I see the switch like this. So when you have naturally matched and mirrored your client, then you make the switch. Now, what is a switch? The switch will entail you as the coach to start and lead a new conversation. A conversation that the client was not expecting. Absolutely different. And as you're leading this conversation of yours, you will see that your client is now mirroring the way you're talking. If you talk in low decibels, the client will talk to you in low decibel. And if you raise your voice, the client will replicate that. You will notice how smoothly that happens. Okay, now when you start that conversation and lead it with your normal gestures and hands and face movements, you will see your client also replicating the same. And the client is, unconsciously doing it. Now, while that is happening, what has happened? It's helped to deliver rapport, it helps to build rapport, it helps to get more information. Okay. Now, before closing your conversation, your meeting with the client, do summarize what all you have spoken about. So, client ABC, this is what we spoke about, right? Is that okay with you? Yes, so there's an agreement. Thank your client for coming. Very important. Thank your client for coming and maintain that rapport. Now, this is what the match and mirror process is all about. Do like, subscribe, and press the icon bell and leave your comments of how you found this particular video so that we can make it bigger, better, and brighter. Go conquer you awesome and wonderful people because you so truly deserve it. And we only have one life to have a crack at it. I will come back with more videos to upgrade and upskill your knowledge base. Keep watching this space for more. I'll be around, same time, same place. Until then, keep smiling, stay abundant, stay happy. Take care.